I didn't know.
There's Tom on this camera.
I get to sit next to Hot Cheryl. I'm getting nervous. Oh, yes, anybody who doesn't know Hot Cheryl / Cheryl Klein, she is a pretty big deal over at Scholastic. Pretty big editor for Harry Potter books and lots of other books as well. Is that okay? Is that good? And she's really good at Scrabble. Yes. But now I'm uncomfortable.
And she's very good at trivia. She's very good at trivia.
Yeah, she's very good at Harry Potter spell dueling and other games, which we probably won't be playing because I get beat every time.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. Thank you guys for coming, especially on such short notice. We put this show together like 3 days ago, so we appreciate it. Who's read it?
Who hasn't read it? Oh no!
Who cares about being spoiled?
Huge spoilers. The beetle, he dies. Sorry, Snape killed him. He went back in time and killed the beetle.
Nice.
But he asked him
Yeah. It's a big elaborate plan. Yeah.
Who reading this book had the same sensations that we did, which is that it was so nice to just walk into a bookstore and get it, and pick it up, go sit with your friends and read it casually. It was the first time most of us had done that.
Did anybody find a midnight release anywhere in New York? Anybody find one? We were looking, we were running up and down the streets, screaming, anybody got Beetle? Nobody did. I almost got arrested.
We screamed, anybody got Beetle at midnight.
Somebody did.
Maybe that was books.
He was pretty shady. Oh my gosh.
There's a record option. Should I hit it?
Yeah.
Well, so we've all read the books. What's that? Oh,
Kids.
hey kids.
She's like, so we've all read it, and
Yes, we've all read the book. I've read it about going on 40 times now, so that qualifies me as an expert on such things.
No.
No?
No, he's not read it 40 times.
Oh my gosh, has anybody ever went to the, what's it called, the rolling tea room or something? That's where...
not the rolling tea room.
Oh, it's not?
John kept calling it the rolling tea room because we were reading Harry Potter there. The Roebling.
Rolling tea room. It's got excellent mac and cheese.
It's you.
That's where we read it. Where did you guys read it? At home, I presume? Most of you read it here? Awesome. Did you at least buy it before you read it? Or did you? Okay, that's good. It's not a library after all. But yeah, so what we want to do is that we have talked about these stories a lot on prior Pottercasts, even before we read the book, because of the Amazon summaries. And most of you read the summaries before you did get to the book. You guys are big fans. You're at a Pottercast, you probably have. So we're not going to spend a heck of a lot of time digesting bit by bit here right now, but we do have Cheryl's brain to pick.
Yeah.
Which makes this awesome.
We did pick hers to pick.
Yes. So
We're
we're
right here in the middle, too.
Yeah.
So it's just,
We've got you surrounded, Cheryl. We're going to continue throughout the show.
So can we dive in? Can we get started?
Yeah.
The very coolest thing of all for me is seeing Albus Dumbledore on the beginning of the book. It is way cool, along with Hermione Granger. Can you
And
guys
his
see that?
glasses.
That is way cool. Beautiful.
It is the very first indication that we're looking at something special here, because this is one of the first times we are seeing characters written out like they're they might be real people. Obviously they're not real people, but it's made to look like it.
Hey, what? They could.
They couldn't walk and sit into the store, but okay.
So does Albus get, I can't say that word. Is published author now by his name? I'm on that big long string of names, Keith Warlock and all that.
I think he was probably published.
Yeah, he had to be published.
Yeah.
He talks about reading various magical journals in the course of the book. So like I think Transfiguration Today.
Oh,
And things like that. It wouldn't surprise me if he'd actually written papers on that beforehand.
Sure, what What are your thoughts about why he was making these notes to begin with?
Yes, that was a big question.
I mean, coming up with this in the last 2 seconds, did you ask me that question? I would say that, we hear specifically in the book that he was writing these in the last 18 months, about 18 months before the events in Deathly Hallows, or 18
December during...
Or 18 months before the, okay. So, by that time, he was probably, I guess, Order the Phoenix. Okay, so he hadn't hurt his hand already.
Right.
So he did not know that he was going to have this plan of snake at all. But perhaps he knew, that things were coming to a crisis, and he wanted to just leave something behind,
Maybe it's stress reliever.
Oh, yeah.
Just something light to do. Like, I don't know what kind of normal adults read children's books, but I guess Dumbledore would be one of them. Certainly not any of us.
I think for me, because I love this kind of thing. And I immediately, when the announcement came out, the first thing I did was I backtracked that 18 months, and I realized what was going on during the Order of the Phoenix, and that's when Arthur was getting bit, and the snake was bit. And I thought, here he is, all that's going on, and Harry had no contact with him. Yet, so we know where Arthur was, or where Albus was. We thought he was off starting on the Horcrux thing, but maybe he was doing this too. Isn't that kind of cool to think that? It's cool. Does anyone else feel that way?
No.
Horcruxes versus Hallows, and in the 7th book, and this is when this is his after he realized that with the snake and everything, the Horcruxes at Voldemort. This is him kind of narrowing down the Horcruxes at this point. But the 6th one is when he was instructing Harry about the Horcruxes. So maybe he was just researching the Hallows again through the 3 brothers and just took the whole book as a whole and just kind of digested.
That's a good point.
There's this great line, which is coincidentally the last one, so big spoiler. He talks about the cloak, and at this point, he pretty much knows that Harry has the Hallow. He has the cloak. He knows for sure. And he says, even I, Albus Dumbledore, would find it easiest to refuse the invisibility cloak, which he has refused at that point, which only goes to show that clever as I am, I remain just as big a fool as anybody else. Which shows that, the regrets he's having over his life with his search for the Hallows and his search and what it did to his childhood, and what's going to happen within 6 months of this, he's going to come upon the ring, and knowing all these things that he's already set down, and with all this wisdom that he's already set down, he will still try to put that ring on, which is interesting.
Do you think that cloak actually has the power to have death unable to see you, like it did in the story? You can't die of old age if you just hang out in the cloak all the time?
Death can't follow you, but I think he can find you. Death can't follow you, but I think he can find you. I know it's ambiguous, but that's the beauty of magic.
Who thinks it's a literal? The 3 brothers stories is literal, and who thinks it's allegorical?
Allegorical.
I think it's literal.
Why do you think it's both?
Because I think that I think that when you're in the invisibility cloak, I think that it is true that if you were under the invisibility cloak, you wouldn't die. Death wouldn't be able to find you. But I think that if you always lived your life under the invisibility cloak, you wouldn't be able to interact with people in a worthwhile manner. Thus, you would already, in a way, be dead. So you would already give your life up if you were always under an invisibility cloak.
You could bring your friend in there with you, What if you made a tent with it? With couch cushions, and you set up the couch cushions, drape
No. I think it's pretty literal.
The internet can't hear us without the mic, so we're going to have to try.
They can't hear us unless we talk loudly?
Oh, no. Sorry. No.
I have a question.
You have a question?
I do.
Oh.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like for what she said that they wouldn't really. Oh, sorry. When she said that you would kind of give your life up and you wouldn't really